So if you're anything like me, you probably enjoy trying new lures. Maybe what you got isn't working, maybe they're working just great, you just want to try something new. But at the end of the day, I think we all go back to the tackle shop and we're looking for another lure to throw at these fish. So a few of you have messaged me asking what lures I like to throw for redfish and trout. So that's what we're going to go over today. 5 lures to add to your tackle box so you can catch more fish. So let's get into it. Okay, so lure number 1 is the Southern Salt Goat. So this is a wake bait style lure. It's a top water / subsurface lure. The deepest it'll go is maybe 3 to 4 inches, so it stays pretty close to the surface. But super easy lure to work. All you gotta do is cast it out and have a very consistent retrieve back to the boat. If a redfish sees it, he will come up and smack it. It's just that easy. Does not take a lot of effort, does not take a lot of technique. Just make a long cast and reel it in. Done. I have caught many redfish on this, and I always have a few in my tackle box because this thing is the goat. Okay, number 2 is the Rapala X-Rap. This is a 3-inch X-Rap, and this thing is a fish killer. And what's great about this will catch your redfish and your trout. There's 2 different ways you can work it. So for a redfish, it's very similar to the goat. You're just gonna make a cast out, make a very constant retrieve back in. A redfish is gonna find it, chase it, crush it. It's a good time. Now for trout, you work it a little bit differently. You're gonna wanna rip it in a little bit and give it a pause. Rip it in, give it a pause. Normally the trout are gonna hit it on the pause. So this is a great lure to throw if you're trying to catch a little bit of both. I always have a little X-Rap with me. Very good lure to have. I don't see a lot of people throwing X-Raps. So every time I go fishing with people, I feel like I'm the only one throwing X-Raps. But I promise you guys, this thing crushes fish. All right, so that covers number 2. Let's go into number 3. All right, so lure number 3 is kind of a classic. We already know this works, but I really want to highlight Southern Salt's Menace Shad. Now, there's a bunch of paddle tails on the market. They all do great. They will catch fish, absolutely. But I really like the colors that Southern Salt have come out, especially the ultraviolet, because they have this purple sheen to them and it just drives fish crazy. And this is not specific to any sort of species. I've caught redfish, trout, and flounder on this guy. If you want to inshore slam, this is the way to go right here. And a great thing about paddle tails, you can fish it so many different ways. So kind of similar to how I described the jerkbait, same it goes for paddle tails. For redfish, straight retrieve. And then for trout, don't be afraid to throw in a few twitches in there. And I've explained this in a different video. There's a certain way I like to work paddle tails. So if you want to add some cadence or twitches in really clear water when these fish are super spooky, you see a lot of guys like actually pop the paddle tail, but that vibration will spook off a lot of redfish and a lot of trout. So instead, what I like to do, just reel it in fast, all right, and just change your cadence up. That change in speed is going to get that reaction strike you're looking for with the twitch. But yeah, that is the paddle tail. It's like I said, it's kind of a classic. We all know that works, but just want to highlight Southern Salt's lures because they work. They're really, really good. So okay, let's go to number 4. Okay, so here's another one I don't see a whole lot of people fish, and that's the Ned rig. So this is normally found in the bass world. A lot of bass guys will fish Ned rigs for finicky bass, smallmouth, stuff like that, but it works really well for redfish, surprisingly. I've caught plenty of redfish on a Ned rig because when you're working on the bottom, it just sticks straight up, and any current or any movement you have is just gonna make this tail move back and forth, and it just looks so good. It's also a very small profile, so if your fish are being spooky or really finicky, maybe the water's really clear, this is a great way to give them the bite. I know it's August right now, but fall is right around the corner. This is a fall killer. But a really cool thing about Ned rigs, if there's any style of like stick bait that you like, just throw it on a Ned rig. Like, look, there we go. That's another soft plastic that I have. That's a hoodwink, and that'll look great. You got a little tail twitching, got some movement going. That's gonna get smacked. And Ned rigs are super versatile. You can fish them a bunch of different ways. You can cast it out and jig it off the bottom like you would any other jigging style lure. You can simply just drag it on the bottom. You can fish it like a swim jig too, so you're just constantly jigging it so it never makes contact with the bottom, and fish go crazy for it. Flounder also love Ned rigs. I've caught plenty of flounder, so if you want redfish or flounder, this is the way to go. So this is another no duh, but a walk the dog style topwater lure. Now, in my opinion, there are some walk the dog lures that are good and others that are just kind of meh. This is a Rapala skitter walk, and I personally think this is one of the better lures to get that walk the dog action that everyone's looking for. Now, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, so if you wanna try this, I suggest go try a few different ones out and see which one works best for you. Now, it does take some practice. You kinda need to get into a rhythm so you get that lure just gliding back and forth. You also need to pay attention to the water conditions, so if it's really choppy, these don't swim super well. These are really, really good first thing in the morning or right when the sun is going down and the water is like glass flat. Cast it by structure, over grass mats, anything like that. A redfish or a big trout should find it. Now, did I say 5 lures? I meant 6. This is kind of like a bonus lure because I'll be completely honest, I haven't caught anything on it yet. Chris, why are you showing us a lure you haven't caught any fish on? Because the fish this thing has attracted have been monsters. So I kind of want to throw this out there, maybe give y'all a challenge, and y'all report back. Let me know if you catch anything on it. But this is a Mike Buka 5-inch trick shad. So this is another bass lure, but it looks like a pilchard. It looks like a greenback, something that the big bull reds we're gonna see offshore. So I've thrown this to a few of them, and the response has been very surprising. They're definitely interested in it. It feels like you're bass fishing, honestly. So if you've ever fished glide baits for bass, it's the same exact thing. You get these big redfish coming out of nowhere and they follow it just like a bass would, and they may or may not strike it. I've gotten a few nips, but no confirmed hookups, but I just thought this would be interesting to throw in this video. I think it'd be really cool if we start fishing big lures like this for redfish. There's also a lot of technique behind working a glide bait. It's kind of similar to the walk the dog style lure. Once you get a rhythm, you kind of get a feel for it. But this one is just a breeze. You can't really go wrong with this. You can reel it in nice and slow and it has that perfect S-shape retrieve. While you're retrieving it, you can like speed it up for a few cranks and it'll just like dart over to the right or left and just pause. It looks super good. So if you want a challenge, go try this out. It's a lot of fun. Alright, so there you go, guys. Those were 6 lures that you can add to your tackle box if you want to just change it up a little bit and try something new. Or maybe you're completely new to saltwater fishing. Hopefully this is like a good starting point for you. I apologize for this being kind of a shorter video. I'm trying to hurry this up before that storm over there gets here. And if you're interested in anything that I went over, I'll link everything down in the description below. Go check that out. If you want any southern salt lures, make sure you go check out their website. And if you use code HOOKCRAFT, you'll save 10% off your entire purchase. Go take advantage of that. But that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.